Hey, this is Small Boys Podcast. Guess what's my astrology sign? If you email me, I'll give you $10. Okay.
Wow.
Crazy.
The openings are always wild.
The most you've ever made doing comedy.
That is crazy. That is true. Hot Waffles, shout outs. Mockingbird Lounge.
All right. Good show.
Yeah.
Was I on that when you did that? Was I hosting?
I think you may have been on the bill, but you were not there, I think.
Oh, okay.
Which...
Yeah, that's something I would do. Bail out on my show last minute.
It's all right.
Like, no, can't go.
Yeah.
Maybe you weren't there, but I remember Ty was running it, Ty Clay.
Okay.
And it was around Halloween or before?
Okay.
And he was dressed up as Michael Jackson.
Oh, I wasn't there. I remember that.
Yeah.
What was this?
Like last October, September or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, October.
And then it was
working. Haunt.
They said like, oh, sorry, we can't fit your name on the poster, and I was there. I was like,
that's a bummer to hear, isn't it?
And then Aaron was like, Ty was like, tell Bill I apologize, and Ty was like, okay, I'll tell him you hate him.
Yeah. All right. Is this it? Are we recording?
Yeah, we are recording.
Okay,
I have a
cool.
whole list of questions for you.
Okay, are we just getting right into it?
This is a question podcast. I mean, what's
Okay.
been going on with you? How are you feeling?
I've been feeling good.
Do you want to hold hands?
No, we're not doing that again. God damn it.
This is
Are we
important.
praying now?
Our
Father,
Lord,
who art in heaven.
Evan, Mark Norman, blessed be thy name.
Mark,
Please
okay.
marry my mother. And
Your mom
may
really
one
liked
day-
Mark Norman, didn't she?
Yeah, and Tom Myers, please do the podcast.
Okay, Tom Myers. Amen. All
Tom
right.
Myers. So
I'm doing good though. I'm tired. I dropped out of college.
Really?
So yeah.
Wait, today? Or
This week.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's very stressful. But I hope my mom doesn't listen to this.
Did you do like a proper leave? Because when I left, I just stopped going.
Well, I talked to my advisor, and I was gonna drop all my classes except for 2, and he was like, "Honestly, why are you still here?" And I was like, "Good point. Goodbye." And then that's.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I was just like, I'm done, and then just went home.
Yeah. I get that.
And they're like, you still owe us money. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's kind of my greatest fear. I don't know. All my friends are at KU, and they're like, "Yeah, I have a psychology major. Yeah, I'm not going next year."
Are you? You're not in school. Right? Yeah.
No, I'm.
Well, you don't need it now, but
Yeah, school's for idiots.
yeah, school's for idiots.
Everybody start doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
That'll get you far.
No, like I mean, it's so weird. Like people my age, like their perception of comedy, like they think it's cool. I don't think they think I'm cool. It was weird. I had a comedian in Minnesota tell me that like, if I was 18, I think you're cool, and I was like, I know that's not true. Nobody thinks I'm cool.
No one thinks you're cool for doing this?
Not my age. Not like just in general. Just in general, I was.
No one from like your high school is like, wow, you're doing comedy? None of them?
I don't know. It's the fact.
That's like the whole reason I kind of started was I was like, I want people to think I'm cool. I'm not just some little.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I was never trying to be cool. I was always. I don't know.
That's good.
I think I'm counterculture or contrarian or some shit, or there's something wrong with me.
Okay.
No, but it's like it's a part of this thing. I did the fucking chair set, and then I had everyone tell me, "Oh my god, that's so good! Oh my god, this is so good!"
Who said that?
Like people messaged me. It's like, "Oh, I did not see this.
People
This was
messaged you?
totally."
Was it one person messaging you?
No, but like I got I have like I don't know something 5,000 people on my Snap. I think that's like the limit.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that you were so famous.
And then I got like 1,400 views on me posting about chairs.
I remember you kept shoving it in my face. You're like, look how many views.
That's good.
And then yeah, people really like the chair discussion.
Oops, sorry.
I think it connects. That's what I mean. It's like when you give people an opportunity to like do something different.
Yeah.
It fucks up the mic when you do that. Sorry, that's not. It's just that like there's like an antennae that the microphone connects to. When you put the phone next to it, it starts making noise.
Oh, does it? Is
Yeah.
that what happened?
Yeah, I can still hear it.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry. I'm
Can
insecure.
you still hear it now?
It's good. It's good now.
I love to do the action and just give the reason right after.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably could have asked.
I like how you started off with a question about how I've been. And then you're just like, anyway, my chair set.
I'm sorry.
all roads lead down to the chair set.
I can't stop thinking about it. I'm sorry. I've gone into.
You're very hard to talk to. You know that. That's in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
It's like, no, the thing is, I described this before to someone. I think like talking to Bill is like, it's like you already know what you want to say. You're like, ask a question or like start a conversation, and then right before the person starts answering, you already know what you want to say next, and then you just have that in your mind, and then the person talking can just feel you being like wanting to jump right in after talking.
God, like when I went to go shoot stuff with him. And this is like the first time I hung out with him outside of like a comedy club. So we're driving around and I would say something and he's like, all right, cool. So anyways, and then just like start talking.
Yeah,
I think I spoke for 5 minutes for 5 hours.
But dude, that day was a blast. That day
Yeah.
was a blast. Dude, he did not think I was a baseball player. He did not think I would
I don't know what you're
hammer
what are you
home.
talking about?
I
See,
smashed
also,
fruits.
you never know. He just flies off somewhere else.
That
No.
dude.
This dude.
Okay,
Tell him
okay.
tell him about what happened.
I don't know. He wanted me to throw fruit at him and hit it with a baseball bat.
Okay.
And then I was like, he's going to whiff. And then he didn't. That was basically the whole story.
Nice.
And then he's like, you thought I couldn't play baseball? I'm like,
That's a good story.
yeah, it's like, all right.
Yeah. I like listening to you talk more than Bill.
No, he did not
Well, I
think
go for the subject and then I talk about one subject.
You know
And
how to
Bill-
actually talk.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, now we're watching the video. Oh, I've seen these. Okay.
Oh, I posted on my story. So I repeat stories. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's just like
you
I'm
don't
just,
have to be sorry.
I'm
You're completely okay. You're justified. I just think you're a wacky guy, and that's all right.
okay. Wacky guy, wacky shirts.
It is fun because I'm pretty laid back. So if I don't have to talk and he just goes
It's a
on
good dynamic. Very
Yeah.
good dynamic.
if he
there.
goes on a huge tangent, some people are like this, but I'm like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
What were we talking about beforehand?
You asked me
Chairs?
how my day was, or
Yeah,
how
yeah,
I'd
how
been.
your chair. Yes, stairs.
And what other questions?
Are there a lot of chairs in college?
Are there a lot of chairs in college?
Yeah.
We're not. No, we're done.
There
with the
wasn't
chairs.
nearly enough, and that's why I dropped out.
Okay, I have questions, but I'm insecure about them.
No, ask.
You worked with many touring headlines as a relatively young comic. What interesting or surprising traits came out at you while interacting with those figures, as a group or individually?
As a group or individually?
Like what's one thing? It's like I wouldn't.
I respect that you put work into this too, by the way. I want to say that. You're like, you did your homework.
Yeah, I made all this. This is
Wow, okay, cool.
the
So
young
working
Asian.
with other headliners as a I mean, I think what exactly are you asking?
It's like what's one thing? It's like, I wouldn't expect like a successful like touring comedian or them as a group to be like this.
Oh, okay. To be like
Either I don't know, really tall. I don't
Honestly,
know,
this
just a
this
trait
question
for person. His dog.
has confused me.
No,
don't even know.
I think I see what you're saying. Like when I worked with Joe List, who's like, again, my favorite. We talked about this before starting. Like he was exactly like he is, or like I would expect or whatever. Not like he's as. What are you looking at? You're scaring me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's like exactly as he is on podcasts and like comedy and all that. Like he's exactly what I expected. And then there's other people you work with who are just like assholes, like well, I really looked up to you and now I don't like you at all. Or like Shane Gill, you talked about Shane Gill. It's like he was just like how he is on stage. He's very like nice.
Yeah.
And like the most like sweetest guy and like person is like
I haven't experienced that yet to like meet someone I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
And I would be crushed. Just like, the statement of don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Like I would hate to just.
But a lot of comics get it, and that's the best part. Is that like a lot like Joe List, Mark Norman, Shane Gill, they're great people like to be around, and thank God, because that would crush me if they weren't. But then there's some that like I was like I really like your comedy and all that, and then you meet them and you're like, oh God, they have like this power. But a lot of them started where you started, and and they get it, and they're very like friendly and like they don't want to be like a douche. But then there's other people.
I'm sure people forget like what it was like.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, I'm big dog.
And they also, you have to keep an account that this is something like Aaron Naylor like talked to me about, because I get in my head like if someone's like not nice or whatever, or not exactly not nice, but just not what I expected, like then I get really in my head about it. I'm like, that sucked, that was terrible or whatever. But you have to keep in mind that this is their job, and they just come like to do these weekends just to do their job, get their money. And that's like respect, like you have to respect that too. But like, because I just like going into like opening for someone that I really like, because I'm a huge comedy fan. Going into, I kind of wish I wasn't because of this, so then I wouldn't care as much. But going into, so I like even though I tell myself don't expect anything, don't expect them to be cool. Don't, deep down, you're still gonna expect. You're gonna be like, what if they're like this? You know, what if they're really cool? What if they like, you know, we have a long conversation or whatever. You expect all that, even like deep down. And then if it doesn't happen, it sucks. But sometimes it does happen. It's really cool. So I don't know.
And this is where Bill says neat, and then just goes to the next question.
That's really interesting. No, I actually like.
Have you met like a famous comedian yet?
Well, I met Narc.
Narc?
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark. It was weird. It was just like, oh, this guy's been on my computer screen, and I've like shown him to all my friends, and he's just like a dude. You know what I mean?
And was he like what you expected when you met him, or was he like, were you disappointed when you were leaving? What was it?
I was pretty much exactly what I expected. Yeah, he's like, I would give him a Chinese New Year planet, and then he would talk about how he's an Asian supremacist. And I felt like that was pretty much
exactly.
I couldn't have expected anything different.
Yeah, and he was also very like tired and drunk that night, just trying to get out of there. So
cool.
It's cool that he was like nice to everybody and stuff, you know, even after he thinks he bombed.
He can marry my mother. He can have her.
Yeah.
He can have her. I don't think I should have probably said her name instead of saying this is my Asian mom. I
still don't even know your mom's name.
Wincing. An. I would call her An. Anne.
Anne.
That's.
Yeah, you kept telling me to just call her your mom.
Yeah, but like, Bill's mom kind of sounds cool. I don't know.
Bill's mom. Yeah, I like that.
But I wanted to ask her something. I was like,
hey, Bill's mom.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do that.
yeah. Man. All right.
I mean, you've traveled across the country doing comedy. What is like? Have you ever had like a sense of like culture shock? Like strong culture shock?
Every time almost. I think it's also just because I'm moving in August to New York. So, and I've known that for a long time. So when I do travel, every single time I travel, if it's like for like a weekend or something, if it's a night, it's different. But if it's like a weekend, about like mid-weekend, I'm like, is this really what I want to be doing? I don't know anyone here. I'm like, I can't just go hang out with my friends when I want. Because I still like hang out with my high school friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
dude.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. It's like, I don't really have any friends from high school. Like, not really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have friends, but it's like, I don't know. I went through a lot of like terrible stuff, and then that just like, and then it's like if it unintentionally like tested all my relationships. So there they go.
Yeah. So would you be like, if you had to move this month, would you be comfortable with doing that, or would you hate it?
I'd be comfortable doing that as long as I could bring, all my beautiful posters to make a studio again.
See, that's interesting because like when I travel, I always get like depression, like a little bit into it, because I think I know that I'm going to have to move soon. I think it'd be different if I came back knowing I'm staying in Kansas City. But when I'm like, and I'm like, I'm going to be doing this soon. This is like going to be my life soon. I'm like, is this really what I want?
I love it. Like.
Well, where at New York are you moving to?
I think Queens.
We're
still looking, but
you could be the next Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you moving there with your girlfriend?
No.
Or is it just like a bunch of
It's going to be a bunch of comics.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's cool too, but also like, I mean, like I said, I've been friends with these, like these are my high school. I had known this was like middle school. And like, they're who like even like after this, I might go like hang out, because I can just have them at my like, whenever I'm like, man, I don't want to just sit at home. I have them, but that I'm gonna have to get used to like moving and not having like them to like hang out with or like See,
that's honestly crazy because I sit at home and it's like
is hard.
That's honestly because I sit at home and it's like I have nobody.
Well, it's not just my friends, but it's also the comfortability of being home. Like I could like I'm going to Chipotle, or whatever, and like I know this whole area, and it's just like. I think I will have culture shock because like when I moved to Kansas City from Oklahoma, I was 8 years old, and that like destroyed me at being like 8. So like, because I just like I love familiar fucking goddamn shit. Familiarity.
Oh,
I love
familiarity.
yeah, I love I get in a comfort zone and I'm afraid of change. That's what it is. And like I think I'll end up being fine, but I think at first it's going to be really hard. I'm sure I'll have a bunch of culture shock.
So fun.
Yeah,
That's what I imagine it is, because it's like I went to Minnesota and it was like.
But how long were you there?
I mean, it was 2 days, but like even just like small stuff with like random people I didn't know. It's like you can make connections.
But you know, in like 2 days you're going to be coming back or whatever. Do you think if you like were like, okay, I have to move to Minnesota, you think you'd just be fine with that? I mean, not Minnesota, but anywhere. You know,
anywhere.
Like away.
Yeah, sure. Because I mean, it's like I don't really. I haven't had a bad childhood. It's not like I never fit in. It's like I don't have any super attachment.
Okay, and I can see that with you too. But like, for me, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing because you fit in with everybody. That's just all I'm saying. But with me, it's like I don't know. I'm afraid, you know.
But like, it's like there's so much like growth and like opportunity and like possible good things, and it's like as long as you just like make the safe and like secure decisions. Like I mean, I bought a fanny pack for Minnesota. It's because like I'm from Beijing, and that's what everyone has because you'll get robbed, and you always like traveling. Like that's why I bought a ticket to Europe next summer.
You lost me.
Sorry. I bought a fanny pack.
You said a fanny pack, and then just something about Chinese people.
Yeah.
So I used to live in Beijing. I used to live in Beijing, and a lot of people wear fanny packs and wear backpacks on the front of their body because they get stolen a lot. So that's why I do that. I bought a fanny pack for traveling to Minnesota because that's...
Wait, they'll wear a fanny pack, but it gets stolen?
Because people will pickpocket and steal a lot.
I was like, well, if they're getting robbed,
don't wear the fanny pack. Is the bad term. But I mean, stuff like
maybe
that.
Take off the fanny pack.
I'm traveling to Europe. Like, I bought a ticket.
That's
to
true.
Europe.
The fanny pack is literally just like, okay, I'm gonna steal this.
Yeah, it's
now.
like here's all my shit right here.
Yeah.
No, I bought a ticket for Europe this summer.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how well it's gonna work.
Are you gonna do comedy in Europe?
Do you even have a plan? Did you just buy a plane ticket and you're like?
I have a general idea of what I'm doing.
Well, that's cool too. I like doing that. Like for example, when Chappelle Lacey was here last. I mean, the comedy's full of a bunch of empty promises, but like he was a really cool guy and stuff. But him and his like feature were like, whenever come to LA, we'll get you on stuff or whatever. And like right in that moment, I was like, okay, I'm doing that then, because that's before I've ever really traveled besides like St. Louis and stuff.
See, that is the worst. That is like the empty promises. Like
no,
statement.
That's the worst in stand up. Yeah, but I mean like that was just like a moment of like, I just like that like next week I like bought a plane ticket and I was like, okay, I'm coming down these days, and I was like, letting and it was just like you don't really know what's gonna happen, but that's almost fun. The impulse.
That's what I mean about change.
Did it end up going?
Yeah, I mean, they like, I ended up getting all my shows on my own. Like I hit up Jay Light because I was just searching through Instagram shows people ran. That's how I like go about like booking and stuff. Is like I'll just search through what's going on in LA or whatever and just hit up so many people, and he was one who got back to me and stuff. And I mean, giving them Chappelle's name and all that, saying he recommended me or whatever was very helpful, because that's why Jay ended up booking me, because he loves Chappelle. But it was like it ended up just getting it all on my own, and I ended up seeing them and like hanging out. But it's all like comedy's all you know, like and I mean also when I went to LA, that was a weird time for them because they were just getting back into doing comedy, so everyone was just trying to book LA comics, you know, because they've been locked in for so long.
Well, they were also getting bigger, like Chappelle and stuff. From like King and the Sting.
Yeah.
He was starting, or I guess he's always been...
he's gotten a lot bigger since just like last year.
Yeah.
So it was like, but that's just, I don't know. The impulse is good.
What happened to your finger?
I think it was just like the dry weather. I don't know. It started bleeding this morning, so anyway.
Would you have like psoriasis or something?
I don't know. It's like, I mean, I can't show you because it's in a Band-Aid, but it's like I get flaky.
Mm-hmm.
And my hangnails and all that, and it's disgusting. But it just started like bleeding a lot, and I was like, okay, Band-Aid. So That's that story.
It's a good fix.
I'm sorry for asking that.
No, you're all good.
No, it's like I feel like that's like the most.
Give a bad explanation or something.
No, no. I feel like the worst like empty promise. At least I've never done this. So, but I just can sense how people feel and talk. Is like when they say like, oh, when you're in this area, hit me up. You know,
that's always what they do, and I mean it is automatic. A bunch of, I mean, even with Jay, almost like I'm sure in LA at some point I was like, I guarantee I said, if you're ever in Kansas City, let me know, since he like got me on his show and stuff. And then when he came, I mean, I helped him, but I like didn't help him as much as like I should have, you know. And like that's just what comedy, and it sucks, and it's because everyone. Like, someone's visiting from, like, Minnesota or whatever, they're going to be like, well, whenever you're in Minnesota, let me know, or whatever. And then you end up doing it, and it's like, they're not as much as, like, you thought. They would help you. And that's just what comedy is. And
I would have to deal with it. I would have loved to tell him I could have done something for him if he was in town. I was like, but, you know.
What I said is, like, hey, if you want to be on the podcast. Like, that's what I said.
Well, I'm sure he loved doing that, because he wasn't. I mean, he's a busy guy, but, like, when he wants to make his most out of his time here and do all
no, I mean, I offered that to like, I mean, there wasn't a lot of time before they had to leave for LA, so I just offered to like Mateen and a couple other guys
and
there.
Like Jared.
Yeah.
I like Jared a lot.
He's Asian.
Funny.
He's Asian. That's what you took away?
Yeah, I
Jared
took away.
Goldstein. Very funny.
Yeah. My brother would make fun of me for having a lot of Jewish friends in high school.
Nice.
Okay.
See, anti-Semitic?
No, he would just be like, I think maybe that's really interesting because he was maybe a little bit, just a tiny bit. Maybe I never thought about it until now, but maybe all the stars lined
Jewish
up a little
bit. How many Jewish friends did you have?
No, it's because I went to like a bat mitzvah and I would like hang out with this guy.
Of course you would.
Is it bat mitzvah or bar mitzvah? What's the difference? Bar mitzvah's a guy. Bar mitzvah's a guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I have questions. They need to be answered.
Okay. Ask.
I respect women. You've written multiple articles of the KC comedy scene's struggle with COVID, and from what I understand,
wait, I've done what?
You've written multiple articles about.
Oh, where'd you find that?
I did research on you.
Next.
Going deep.
No. Yeah, those were for like school.
Okay, you mentioned. Shout out.
Okay.
You mentioned you read a Jim Carrey biography and then wanted to be. Okay, skip.
No, I mean you can go ahead.
And afterward, wanted to be a stand-up comedian. What was?
How did you find this?
I did research.
Like you really dove.
I told you.
Then again, I'm not that. You look me up on Google. That's probably the first thing that came up. That stupid article I wrote.
No, I am.
But it is true. When I was in 5th grade, I loved Jim Carrey and I wanted to be like an actor like him and all that. And I read this book in school and it said he started off doing stand up, and then I watched a bunch of it and I was like, I love that. And would be so cool to just do that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it influenced me, but it wasn't like, not like, I wouldn't say Jim Carrey at all is an influence to me today, you know. But like at the beginning, as a kid, you're like, yeah, I want to do this.
Maybe he's more like me. I don't know. What is it? How do you feel about like? So when I like get into something new, like there's always this like perception of something. Like I've done it for a few times. Like this is what I think it is now, and it usually it changes so dramatically after like a year or like even 6 months. That's like I wish I could have that like have it always be that exciting, always be that new, have that like that fresh like idea in my head. Does that make sense? Do you have something? Did you
ever try weed?
But like, how do you feel about stand up now compared to like reading about it in his biography?
Stand up now, I mean, back then it was way different. There was like just like a handful of comics, you know, and now it's like everyone's a comedian.
Yeah,
and you really have to stand out, and there's just a lot of difference. And I mean, like the comedy's even changed a lot. I mean, from Jim Carrey times, yeah, everything's very different. But it's like, I don't know. Is that
how did you view it when I was like, oh, I love comedy so much? Like, what did you?
When I was a kid,
yeah.
how did I view? I mean, I was just like, it's cool that people can get paid to just go talking to a mic, and make people laugh. Like it's such a cool like control thing to like uh be in a room and you're the guy and everyone's laughing at what you're saying. It's just, I mean, the power of laughter is really cool because I mean, even as a kid, I'm sure we all had this because we're all comics, but like when you made people laugh as like a kid, it's like incredible.
Oh yeah, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and then you just want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, okay, now I'm known as like I made you laugh. Now I just don't want to stop, and I'm gonna keep trying.
Yeah, like I would have bits ready to go hang out with my friends on the weekend. And I'm gonna steer this conversation to where I can do my bit.
Exactly.
And then it would land. I'm like,
you're so stupid. Maybe I do that, but I do like unintentional. Well, I do like unintentional bits. I made jokes like about people, and I think that's the only time I ever bullied somebody. Like, I'd make jokes about them, and then it'd like catch on too well, and then they just resent
That's the
me.
worst though. When you're just trying to be funny though, and it ends up just being hurtful. Like I feel like that's how I am with you a lot too. Where I'm like, like I had to message you that one night, being like, "I'm sorry if I hurt you," but that was well, it was a night at the club. I was very stressed.
No, it's cool.
I was in a bad mood, and you were there like around the whole time. But
Sorry.
I think I was like being mean. I was just trying to be funny with you because you're my friend. I feel like I can do that. I mean, that's like, I mean, if you talk to Aaron, you know how he like acts to people. It's like, just like, because we're comics and we like, punching, everyone's a punching bag or whatever. But it's like, but then when I left, I was like, I hope you didn't take that to heart.
No, I was just it was weird because it was just like, I don't know if I should be concerned for you or relax.
No, I was hosting at the comedy club of Kansas City.
Shout out.
So
Shout out.
I of course, I mean, it was just like again, like a bunch of these like guys coming up. I mean, if you're the host, they just treat you terribly, and it doesn't make sense because it's like, it's like, because you are trying to put on a good show, and people did come pay to see that mic. So, I mean, it is like an open mic, but there are like, you're gonna want to like make it, and some people are dropping in and you want to put them up or whatever. And it's like, I mean, you're getting bumped 2 spots for your 3-minute set. Is it really something you're going to want to yell at me about?
People were getting upset about bumps, like the new comics. Like, even when I was new, I was like, yeah, you get bumped.
It's part of it. You're a new comic, And it's like when I first started out, I go to the Rhino mic just once a week, that mic. So when my first month, they forgot to put me on the list or whatever, and I just dealt with it and sat through that whole mic, and I didn't say anything because I don't want to go up. I mean, it would have been fine if I would have been like, "Hey, you forgot me," or whatever. But it's almost like, where are you getting this like this much? What's the word? Like ego or whatever. When you're first starting out, you kind of have to leave that aside and just go do what you can to improve.
Yeah, like at the comedy club, people don't know why they're like 30, like 30th and stuff. It's like I started literally like the last comic for like 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, I gotta get a little bit better so I can go up earlier. And so now I can.
And that's why you should, because that's how it was at the Rhino too. Is he would do a bowl that you put your name in, and then he would make the list. It wasn't like you sign up here, Ben. Yeah, and it wasn't like, so it was like my goal. I mean, the first few weeks I'd be like dead last every time, and my goal was just to move up each time. And like, I don't. You shouldn't be like, why are you doing this as the host? You should be like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Like a part of me, I'm not like that upset about it, but a part of me is like, I guess because like outside of the comedy world, they're treated as equals. You know what I mean? And
you mean like in regular conversation?
Like, well, just in the concept of like a line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, like first come first serve.
Yeah, and it's also like, I don't know. Part of me feels like that should exist, but it's also kind of how the business runs, and
it's how the business runs, and it's also like,
trying to put on a show.
Don't just what I'm saying is just don't be like an asshole about it. You're like newer. You want to make a good name for yourself, and like they don't know where I'm gonna be in 10 years, and I don't know where they're gonna be in 10 years. Like they could be like somebody. That's why you just got to be respectful to everybody. But like, yeah, it's just like, what's the point? This is your 3rd time doing this mic, 3 minutes, and you're mad at me. Like I just don't get it. And it's also, we run the host. especially at an open mic, runs a very hard, stressful job because you're trying to please everybody and you're trying to just get through it. And it's a long mic, like 40 comics sometimes, and it's like late at night, you know, and it's just like and I'm like trying to be nice to everybody, but if you're gonna be like an asshole to me, it's like, well, I mean, I'm like just trying to make this work, you know?
It's just people, they just don't know what you have to do.
Yeah,
They don't know what, I mean, I don't know how to put on a show, but I know that if there is an open mic, there's at least like something put into it.
Yeah.
And they're trying to...
and it's also like be respectful to everybody because I like, for example, I run shows, you know, and it's like, well, now I don't want to ever book you if you're going to talk to me like this, you know, like,
no,
because they just don't know me or whatever. They don't like, I don't expect them to know me, but you should just expect everyone to be like nice, you know, like, I mean, is that the least? Like, I mean, it's like you're getting stage time. You know, just work on yourself and don't be an asshole, and then that's all you have to do.
No, like for me, so there's two interesting things I want to bring up. 3, I just added 1.
Okay.
So no, it's just cool. Like I get that you're joking. I was just like concerned for you in the moment, and then I just taught high school high school wasn't that rough. I was generally well liked. I just didn't fit in ever. But it was like I just couldn't tell because a lot of people in high school, I'm 18. They aren't funny, but they make jokes at your expense because they're like upset. And I'm not saying that was you, but I just like didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, no.
So I mean it's
and
no, then what else?
I think I was like harsh, but I think that's just like part of like. I mean, I don't want to be like I was harsh, and that's just part of it.
Yeah, you're cool. I didn't think you were like ever against me. I just didn't know what you were.
But I mean, that's literally, and that's something I need to work on too. Is that's how I like. I mean, I even like a girlfriend or whatever. Like I'll just be like my whole thing is just be jokey with them and make fun of them a lot. And I mean, I need to drop that at a certain point. But that's also just how comics are, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's how we like show love is to be like also like. And it's different from being an asshole and being like jokey, but like if you're just being jokey, that's how you know someone like likes you. Like a comic, if they can joke around with you, that's how you know you're in.
No,
with
yeah,
them,
that's
they
cool.
Wouldn't joke around with you.
No, yeah, I just didn't understand. What was it? It was really funny. I thought about doing that with a girl. For some reason, there's this meme that's been going popular.
Wait, do what? Just making fun of them?
There's this meme that's been becoming popular, and it's like a picture of a kid and his dad, and then the dad like withering away, and the caption is like fatherless behavior. It's like whenever like you know my girl act out, you know she's like you know this is fatherless behavior. You know what I mean? And then you just say that over and over again. It's just mean. There's no humor in that. It's just really mean.
And you really want to do that to her.
Like I thought it'd be a funny bit. But I don't know. I don't think there's anything.
Funny bit to the girl.
Like the idea of it. Yeah,
I'm sure
we could do like a sketch.
I'm sure.
Oh, like the sketch. Okay, I see. Like an actual like bit.
Yeah.
No, I thought you just meant a bit for yourself.
Yeah, that nobody knew that you were doing, and you just kept doing it. Like this is good.
Yeah. This is making this girl real comfortable.
So 2 things.
Yeah, that's a good way to get girls, Bill.
So there's 2 things I want to mention.
Okay.
And they both involve Connor.
Okay.
So that night at the con club you were hosting.
Were you there?
Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot to ask. So Bill, I was hanging out with Bill.
Yeah.
And I think we sat at your table.
Okay.
And then Bill just disappeared.
Okay.
And he never like introduced us or anything.
Okay.
And I think I was sitting there watching someone up, and I'm pretty sure I heard.
No, was I an asshole?
No, you were just. I just heard
was
you.
I an asshole? You can be honest.
I didn't take it. I don't really get offended by anything, but
okay.
I thought I heard you say just like, "Who is this guy?" And then I was like, "Yeah, what am I doing?"
No. I hope I didn't say that. That doesn't sound like me at all. But if I did, I'm very sorry.
No, but it's cool because it's cool.
It's not cool though. If I did that, I'm really sorry. If I did, I'm very.
And we're live. We're gonna put that back in the recording. Everything's fixed. Yeah, continue talking.
It could have just been like something I basically made up in the moment. I'm like, I wonder if they're just like, who the fuck is this guy? But
yeah, I might have. That might be something I was thinking. But also, I mean, I would have assumed you're a comic.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have. Because the thing is with comedy, like even if you don't know someone, you're still like in the same kind of boat they're in. Mm-hmm. So I really hope I didn't say that. But if I did, I am sorry.
I mean, I wasn't If you
No,
did,
if
I don't
someone
even
said
know.
that to me, it would have destroyed me. So like,
Oh.
the thing, like if I
No,
was,
I
sitting
thought
at
it
a
was
table
funny.
and someone did I say that?
Bill
I
was-
wasn't there.
Okay.
I
But,
think I
but-
talked to him after. I was like, I think he was just like, who the fuck is?
I
Oh,
said,
well, I'm
that's
so
my
sorry.
fault. That's my fault. I didn't say anything. No, I thought it was funny. I didn't think it was mean, but I think you were
But
just
you,
like,
you shouldn't even be expected to introduce comics because like you get it, like they're in the same. But yeah, if I did say something, I'm sorry. That night I was in a terrible mood. So
okay,
I'm very
okay.
sorry.
Now you have to apologize.
No, you do not.
because you brought all the people heckling.
Oh yeah.
You're the one who brought.
No, I didn't
So
bring them.
I might have said that.
Now I didn't bring them. They just showed up.
Okay.
Some other dude that I know was wanting to do it, but he got hammered
Okay.
because he needs to go to rehab.
Okay.
So he was like just fucked up and like heckling. And I went over there. I was like, "Can you?" I'm not gonna say his name, but I was like, "Can you shut the fuck up?"
Well, this is a completely different story then.
Yeah.
Because if I would have saw you around them, I would have been like, "Yeah, who the fuck is
Yeah,
this?" Because they were annoyed. I was so angry. But it's not even their fault. You know, they're going out to have a good time, and like, but it's just like how many times I'm gonna have to tell this table to be quiet. I mean, on stage so many times, like, please be quiet. To, like everybody, and they just wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to, but he was just like, he's just blacked out.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, sometimes you just can't control a blacked out person.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It was just like shit to the wall.
No, well then I probably did say.
I
that.
just
Sorry.
no, I don't think you.
I think
you weren't like sitting next to your friends, were you? You were sitting with me. So
No.
it was cool. I thought that was like a funny event that happened.
So we have beef.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
No,
we had beef that I didn't even know.
I don't think anybody's. I don't think
We've
any of
been
you are
beefing in
truly.
silence.
Yeah. Well, I am sorry about that if I did.
Yeah.
See, sometimes,
And you're sorry too, right?
See, like
Yeah.
I left that mic. No, you shouldn't be sorry. But I left that mic being like, God damn it, you know, like now I'm
alright.
part of the problem because like first I hate that mic, like running that mic,
Mhm.
and it's like then it gets to me. And then I'm like, I just act however I act.
Yeah.
And then I complain about all the comics being like douchebags, but then I leave being like, I'm probably the douchebag.
I never thought you were.
Okay, well, thank you.
It was just like, yeah, I mean, what also kind of sucked about that night was just like, they were the biggest table. It was like 10 of these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
so it was like,
yeah. We needed them, but needed them to be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. There's no beef. I wasn't trying to instigate anything. I thought
But also, it
was
is
funny.
an open mic, and like, who cares? Like, I mean, people need to learn how to deal with hecklers and all that. And so, I mean, the thing is, it'd be way different if it was a show, you know?
Yeah.
But then another thing is, people do pay to go see that open mic, so it is kind of a show.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just like the way I think about it. Is like, don't ruin it for others. You know.
Yeah.
But, it's not you at all. I'm
No,
not saying
yeah.
that at all.
They just
I'm
like
sorry.
showed up. I was like, and they like, because I was at the bar and like some of the girls were drunk. They're like, Connor. I was like, no.
Yeah.
That's a smart move.
Just like, because I know them, like I had actually just partied like the weekend before.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
like I saw them, I was like, not this group.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
not
yeah,
this one.
yeah,
Hey
yeah.
Connor. Hey Connor.
Huh.
You should invite me. to these
You're
two
not,
parties.
no.
You should
I can't
invite
just
him.
roll, because
You
we
should
go out to
invite him.
bars. I can't be like, yeah, he's 18. So we're going to have to rearrange everything we're doing.
Yeah, I know.
I'll invite you to a party, Bill.
Thanks. Yeah, Connor. Hey, Connor. Yeah, he's not even on my podcast.
Well, I mean, like,
it's crazy, Connor.
I don't even invite Dakota. Oh, yeah, what's up, dog? I don't invite him because it's like he won't fit in. It'll be
Yeah.
weird. Then I gotta like.
Well, that's
Well, I
another
have-
thing too. When you
well-
start comedy, is that you have to. I mean, like you have your friends and you have your comedy friends, and they're all different. And that's again like
Well,
go back
Connor.
to me moving to New York. Shut the fuck up for a second. I'm just kidding. But like me moving to New York, I'm like worried about. I don't want to just be friends with comics, you know. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen because that's where I'm going to be every night.
Yeah.
And I mean, it'd be cool if that ended up happening. I like them a lot. But like right now, that sounds terrible for me. Like just being friends with comics.
Yeah.
But
That's what Jay talks about a lot.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
right now I'm kind of split because it's like I do comedy as much as I can during the weekdays,
Yeah.
and then it's like I don't do anything Friday or Saturday as far
Yeah.
as comedy goes. But it's like, but I really want to do more comedy.
yeah, well,
it's
once
like-
you start getting booked too, then you'll start being
Yeah.
Friday,
Connor.
Saturday, you know.
So, yeah, let's start doing more comedy. You invite me to parties. We can do bits.
No.
You didn't invite Dakota, but I have better hair than Dakota.
In
Doesn't
his
he have an
defense, you
afro?
are 18.
Yeah, I
and
know.
I mean,
I
like,
know.
It's weird.
but I will still.
We're all like 25. And these are normal people.
Connor says I don't know how to book guests.
Oh yeah.
You don't know how to do what? Book guests?
It was just you took this way too serious. It was just like the day that you said you couldn't do it, and I was just like, dude, you can't book guests. Now he thinks he's taking it to heart. And
No, I mean, in your defense, I bailed out on this a lot. Mm-hmm. But also, I live an hour away, and I'm tired during the day. I'm like, you called me at like almost 1, and that woke me up.
I was like, oh my God. So look at this. So look at this video. Well.
You should have just put it in the mic.
Are you trying to turn us against each other? Yeah. What's happening?
No, I'm not. No, I'm trying to tell him. Like, he keeps saying I can't book guests, and I want to murder him. No, it's just he posted on his Snapchat.
And you should get Naylor for sure.
Okay.
Honestly, he'd be a good guest.
Okay.
And he's been doing comedy for like a living, so he knows like the road. I mean, he'd be a good guest.
Yeah, sorry. I was just trying to do. I'm not trying to attack him.
Do you know Aaron Naylor?
I don't even know if I've seen him.
Yeah, he's a one-liner guy, but he is a professional comedian. I think he'd be a good guest.
That'd be
kind of like, and he runs a lot of shows in KC and stuff. And...
No, I'm not trying to turn you guys against. I'm trying to make him out to be a fool.
No, you're not a fool. You have full reason to be angry.
I'm not angry.
No. I get you're not angry. I get it. But I mean, like, if you were, I would be like, yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
Because he told people I don't know how to book guests, so that's why.
Yeah, Bill just has this weird fake beef with me, all because I said you can't book guests as a joke. And
no, I get it.
Because sometimes it's like, man.
But it's helping because it has ramped him up. He's like getting guests to show that he can book guests.
Yeah.
This doesn't impact us negatively at all.
You're
really showing me.
Yeah, I'm right. I am showing you. So I have more questions.
You booked Jay Light. What a get.
Which was wild.
Yeah.
Because I left.
You're like, that's not going to happen. You don't know how to book guests.
No,
that's not going to happen.
I wasn't even there to even say these words. After the roast battle, I was like, I'm going to go home and sleep because I was very hungover. And I was like, I can't do anything. And then you're like, this dude named Jay is going to be on the podcast. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, we're doing it tomorrow. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. What were you on the roast battle? Or you just
No, it was just Bill was, and we had just recorded like our first podcast together, so like went there.
Oh, is this like the 3rd episode with you guys, or what?
Yeah.
What am I? Okay, cool.
1 through 10 is what with Jory and random people.
Yeah, I mean
Nick Scott was on too.
It had Mitchell Harmon. We had Murad.
Murad.
We had John Hartong. We had all the.
Murad was the one where you actually got mics for like the first time. Because then you just put a mic in the middle of a table and everyone just kind of spoke.
Well, I had this mic. I had the mic I'm using now, and then another mic for like half of those episodes. We went. We're getting all types of comedians, and I'm trying to capture them like Pokemon.
Cool. That's a good way to look at it. I mean, if you look at my phone, I look like a psychopath because I have like a list of everyone I've opened for and all that, and it's very scary. But it's like
it's like your screensaver.
No, not as my screen. I just mean on my notes, like just to keep track.
Yeah.
But it's like it would be like that's insane behavior, you know.
Yeah, I thought you meant like as your lock screen, you had like the list, and you're just like showing people. You're like, check this out.
Yeah. No, yeah. Look at my It's just for me though. I don't like. It's not like I post it or anything, but it's like just to keep track.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I'm sure it's nice. Like you'll just read the name,
and it also shows growth too, because like each year it's like the number of people grows or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like
people I've killed.
Yeah, it's like a death note.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the 3rd podcast we recorded, but I mean, we used to talk a lot after comedy, like a comedy club mostly. I thought he was a good shit. That's what I think. You're a good shit.
Oh,
how do you do? How would you describe like? Do you think you're doing well right now, or do you think you're in?
Well, that I had to reevaluate because it can go. It just really depends on because like I know my jokes, they're almost like too complicated for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have like the stage confidence.
Yeah.
Or like just I'll forget it. Yeah. And it's like crucial that I don't forget one part. Or it goes
I've never
south.
had that issue.
Yeah. So that's my memory. I'll just freeze up. Like, it's just
Yeah.
the nerves, and so.
Well, yeah. And also, I mean, you want to just assume the audience is very stupid,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And,
I was making the
I don't-
jokes too complicated.
yeah, like
for no
Carlos
reason.
Shimon is a good like his jokes. I mean, he's a good comic, but like he'll go up with a concept, and it's always very confusing at first. And it's like smart. It's very like intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
but they just don't get where he's coming from
Yeah.
or whatever. And then he like dumbs it down a little, dumbs it down, and it ends up being a good joke. But it's like you do have to like dumb it down for the idiots that are.
That's
watching.
kind of like the level I'm trying to reach with the type of jokes, because it's like I don't know. It's like I talk with this about.
Wait, reach what?
I talked about
Absolute
this.
stupidity.
I'm gonna explain it in a second.
Oh.
Because I mean, you already got that down.
Okay, I talked about this with Jay already, but it's like I kind of really like the idea of it's like the like competing against the idea that like I'm important, or that like the idea that you have to be like a narcissist to like do comedy. I'm not saying that's true, but like it's just like the idea
You
of
don't
that,
have to be a narcissist, but you do have to like be like, I can do this, you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
gotta
saying,
be delusional.
like
Yeah,
having
yeah.
like the level of like it's absurd, it's weird, and like that sense of like uncomfortability makes you laugh, and then like you have that sense of like existential humor, which that's what I call it. I don't know what other people call it, but it's like I can't. He's doing this joke, and it's so ridiculous that it applies to like on like a stupid primal level, but it's like it's so ridiculous that it's like I can't believe he's saying this.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
the future thing that you're doing.
Yeah,
It's completely just like, what is this? But it's funny.
Yeah. And
That-
that's important. I mean, Norm Macdonald, you know, is like you said, he inspires you or whatever. He's like you know, like if you look at, like I bet if you read anything he says on stage, you're like, no.
Yeah.
But then you just watch it and you're like, oh, this is hilarious.
See,
know?
you didn't. Nobody believed in the chair set, and then everybody after the chair set was like, "You're
God
a
damn it.
genius. You're so good." And then I did it twice, and then they're like, "It wasn't as good as last time."
I know that. I said
Well, that's
that.
the part of comedy though. Like that's another thing I hate about mics too. Is like when I go up, I usually read out of my notebook for like jokes or whatever at mics, and it could like a new joke. I'm like, that's a good joke. It crushed or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just, and then you go do it. It's just like there's things like that, like in the moment, like everyone, there's a bunch of tension building up on that chair set, you know. And everyone wanted to watch, and then they did it, and it was like that's hilarious. But that's not gonna work every time, you know. Like it's the same with jokes too, because one that crushes one night cannot crush the next. But that's why I think that's why building an act is important, because you have to find out what consistently does like well.
Yeah.
You know, even if it doesn't crush every time, it's like, okay, this joke gets more laughs than it doesn't get laughs, you know. So it's like,
Yeah,
I'll add that to the set or whatever.
that's where I was with it, because it's like okay, so if there's like something funny about this, how can it be replicated? Well, it's like crowd work, but how could you like, regardless of how the crowd acts?
Yeah, you're like Big J Okerson. Because all he does is crowd work.
Yeah, Sam Talent.
I mean, I really liked Jeremiah Watkins.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Jeremiah, I don't even know if it was part of his bit, but when he was there the Thursday when he was in town, he just did like a German accent for 25 minutes.
Yeah,
It was insane. I was like,
Yeah.
is this his actual material or is he just goofing?
No, he's insane.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I feel like that's like an influence maybe.
Yeah.
He's from Kansas City too, so there's.
He's very Jim Carrey-ish, I always think.
Mhm.
Very animated.
But it
Yeah.
the cool thing about him that I appreciated is that how he would get audience members to like say or admit things they weren't comfortable with,
Yeah,
and I think that's like a powerful tool.
yeah. No, he's good.
His special was wild of just like he had his.
Was it the one filmed at the club?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he had like his divorced parents or something.
Yeah.
And they were like sitting in the audience.
Yeah.
Like so, and then he brought up on stage or something.
Yeah,
So I feel like Bill would definitely do something like that.
yeah.
I
I mean, he can't, and like, the only way to get better at it is to keep doing it. So I get what you're doing. I'm not saying stop doing it. I just kind of wanted to find out where you were coming from, because at the beginning it seemed like you were more of a writer, and like good at it, and you're also weird, so it works. It's like funny. It's like, oh, he's weird and different and a good writer, and then you like completely switch on. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm really not, and I'm saying keep doing it. I'm not saying stop, but I just wanted to find out like why that happened.
No, isn't that funny? But isn't that funny? Like
Oh,
What?
this whole thing's a bit. You just switched how you do comedy as a bit.
That's so good.
Jesus Christ.
That's so good.
That really just hurt everyone's ears.
Oh.
That's so good. I have
They just all
compression.
turned
Yeah.
this
That's so
podcast
good.
down.
That's so good.
I was
think
trying
this
to,
is where we're gonna mute
That's
this
so
podcast.
good. That's so good.
I was trying to turn the I was like, can I turn the volume down somewhere? I was like,
Yeah,
oh shit,
yeah,
I'm in person.
That's so good. Yeah. It was a bit.
If it hurts your ears listening to this, imagine how we feel.
I
Right?
have it. It's so good. It's so good. That's such a-
What are you saying? That's so good. To?
Oh my! Yeah, it was just a bit. It was just a bit. It was just a bit. The first,
yeah, when
the
you
first 4 months of my comedy, Long Con. It was
That was just a bit. You being
Yeah.
an actual good
She's-
comic. Was
yeah,
just a
that was
bit.
just a bit. That was just a bit. That wasn't real.
Gotcha,
That's
guys.
like, no, just kidding. I'm actually terrible. Cheers.
That is really funny though. That is really funny.
It really did happen very fast. I watched it. I watched him do his material, and then just one day the chairs rolled around. And I said,
And that
oh,
was
fuck.
funny. And it's funny to be different. Like if you go up and like for example, a good example is like when me and my girlfriend broke up or whatever. And then but then that night at the Rhino, that's all I talked about. The whole like 5 minutes was that and like how like sad it was. And then it crushed because it just happened and
Oh,
they can
shit.
tell it like just
Oh,
happened.
I didn't. Sorry.
No,
asked
no,
you
no, no,
about
no,
it.
no,
I had no
no.
idea.
No, you're fine. But then, like the next week, you go try to do that same thing. It doesn't work. It's not like off the cuff. It's not like you can tell like, oh, this is like exciting or whatever. There's real no material there. But it was just like this happened, and everyone like it crushed. And that's kind of like the chair thing. Is like, yeah, that crushed. And if you can keep finding weird things to do, then it'll keep working. But it's like, then it's like, oh wait, people realize, oh, this is an actual like bit that you do. It's like, okay, then that kind of changes, and I'm sure you can make it work and stuff, but it's just,
No, that's why
that's why that happened though, why it crushed the first time, and then it's like that's exactly the reason.
But it did well with the audience the second time. It was just with the comics.
And another example is Barrel. Like if you do a bit at Barrel and it crushes, you can like record that and then go practice everything you did at home and then go do it at like a mic and it won't do good.
Yeah, and
it's
it'll
just like
tank.
because people can like tell, oh, this is like off the cuff, this is crazy, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just
No, but I'm
that's
saying
why
like
you saw
it
that
still
happen.
did really well audience wise it was just the comics, but it was like this. I was like, dude, I just did the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it did good audience wise,
So,
what does it matter? you
That,
know?
yeah, that's what I mean.
You're
But
not- you
then
wanna please the comics and the audience,
but that's what I mean. It's like then it's like see how I can parse the good from the bad. That's what I mean. It's like that's why I wanted to like keep doing it because it made me really happy. It made me excited. It's like let's see, there is value in this, in the fact that the comics really liked this first time and not the second time. How can I refine this?
Okay.
That's just the
Well, that's a
concept.
good way to look at it. Then a good way to work.
Like that's
See, the thing about you is like, you're explaining yourself, and it sounds very smart, you know. But it's like, it's impressive the way, like, because I was like, why are you doing this? And then you answered, and it makes sense. And now I'm completely on board with the chair thing.
He'll turn you. Turn you with the chair.
Yeah, when at first I was like, why don't you just keep? Because in my head, when I saw that.
It's
And
me
I
giving
saw that
up. It's
video.
me.
No. I saw the video on YouTube or whatever that you posted. It was really funny, and then I kept seeing you do it, and I was like, in my head, like before we talked, I was like, you were very funny at the beginning, and like, and then just so why did you just start doing this? But you explained yourself well.
Why, like
and I get
why
it.
break a good thing? But I also think it's like maybe this was like always my like comic sensibilities, but like I knew in my heart that I need to get the basics down. I need to learn how to like string sets together and have like set up punchline and learn how to do like a standard set before I do anything different.
Then why don't you do this at a mic? Why don't you go up and instead of just doing your whole 5 minutes on the chair thing, why don't you do jokes and then like do a little bit of the try to find out how to interweave it, you know? I mean, that'd be a good way to go about it.
I understand where
To
you're
be like,
coming.
oh, I can do these jokes and get people on board with the chair
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do with the have like chair jokes. I mean I was trying to do more physical type stuff, and then I hit my head, and then I like that, but it was kind of that was what I was trying to go for. I didn't expect it to hurt so much, but yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from in terms of it's like why stop a good thing, and but it's like but in my head it's
but
like
you're still doing a good thing, and I can see that. But
I'm so like totally focused on like self improvement. It's not like I don't really operate by like perception, not in like a specific
In
sense.
comedy though, you have to.
No,
though, you know?
I'm not saying by
if
like
the audience isn't laughing, you're gonna be like, okay, then I have to change something. That's comedy, and I mean it's a cool way to go about it and be like, I don't care what anyone thinks. But if you're a comic and you want to do comedy, then you should kind of care what they think.
But I'm not doing the same set every time. I don't know if you noticed this.
Yeah.
I
No, I know you're doing something different, but I mean, what I'm saying is like, and I'm not telling you how to work at all, and you know what you're doing, but I mean, like, why not just like one night try to like find a way? So when you do get into a longer set and you want to do the chair bit, but also tell jokes, and that could help at Mike's being like, okay, I'm gonna do like 2 minutes on jokes, and then like try to get into this chair bit and make that work too, because then they could also see, oh, this is a funny comedian up front, and that can make the chair thing just a lot more funny instead of like, this is just really weird.
I get what you're saying there.
It'll get people more comfortable with you. Like when you bust out and start doing chair shit,
Yeah,
everyone's usually just like, what is about to happen?
I like that though. I understand where you're coming from. That's like a valid point. That's an interesting way to go about it.
I know, but you can be confused the whole time. You'll be like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah,
that. It's
yeah.
kind of those laughs where you're like, what's happening? Like,
Yeah, but I don't
it's
look around.
very much the what's happening laughs, and
But
that's a completely cool thing too if you can make people do that. But I mean, like, I don't know. I just think, I mean, at least give it a shot where you're like, I'm gonna do jokes and then do the chair bit.
Well, but I'm trying to like insert more standard jokes into the chair bit, and then the rhino thing did happen how it happened. I didn't get my full time. I also just hit my head.
Well, that's not gonna be a deciding factor. The rhino thing was just one time. You're acting like it was the end all.
No, but that's just the last time I did it. Last time you saw it. I mean, I'm not saying in terms of perception, but it's like I'm trying to like. The perception that I think matters a point is not like where you are at one point in time, but like it is for people who see you like one time, it does matter. But I'm just saying like in terms of like presenting yourself, I don't know. I understand where you come. We're just gonna talk in circles. We're gonna talk about it afterwards. I got so many questions to ask you.
Okay.
It's very important.
Okay.
So what was it like in 2020 being the board of adjustment for the was this you?
Being the what?
Board of adjustment? Were you a representative? Were you in politics at all?
No.
Okay. A different person named Dayton Bisset. My bad. I did a lot of research. Really?
I mean, unless I didn't know about this, I don't think so.
I'm gonna show this to you.
Okay.
Okay. Really? So your name was in it.
yeah, probably.
Is there another Dayton Bissett? Probably.
Oh, in Smithville?
Yeah.
Well, when was this article? I want to see what you're talking about. 'Cause, I mean, I might once I see it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Board of Representatives. Maybe for like my school, maybe? I don't know.
Board of Adjustment.
Board of Adjustment?
The mayor declared Dayton Bissett Board of.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I know the mayor. Mayor Boley, yeah, he's my neighbor. Appointments, Board of Adjustment, nominated Dayton Bissett. I really have no idea what this is about. I'm sure it's
That's crazy.
because he, messaged me like in 2020. I mean, we're like friends, but he was like, he messaged me about doing something and being on this Zoom call or something. I'm sure it has something to do with that. But I have no idea what that is.
It said it was a nomination.
And everyone said yes. So the mayor declared Dayton Bissett Board of Adjustment representative, term to expire October 2021. So you were like a governmental city official for a year. So how do you not know about that?
That is crazy.
How do you not know about that?
That is insane. That is amazing. Wow, I could have had so much power that year, and I just chose to do nothing with it. I had no idea what it was about either. I mean, I'm sure I could find the messages.
Oh my God.
Let's see.
You were into politics and you were a sitting board member and just like did not know.
Let's see, Damien. All right. 20 October 2020. I can hear it. Is that coming through your headphones? Oh, I see.
Jesus,
Sorry.
Bill.
Sorry. Am I far away enough?
Yes, you are. You can hear it? Yeah, sorry. It does that sometimes.
You know, what is this? Working it up. I really don't know. Sorry, was sleeping. Just need a permit from City Hall.
So
Got a second to chat. I say, yeah, he probably called me. Oh, nice. I sent him the Black Santa emoji. All right. Well, I don't know what that is, but that's cool. Thank you for letting me know that I was in the government for a year.
You don't want to talk about any of the
I need to
articles
stop
you've written?
smoking weed.
You want to talk about any of the articles you've written?
I mean, not really. They're just
Okay.
school articles.
How about this?
I was just trying to get a good
Okay,
grade.
you started a band
Yeah.
called
band?
Watered Down Sprite.
Okay, you know about this?
Do you have a strong passion for music, or is it from your friends who
I
are
really
passionate about
respect
music?
how much you don't. See, I think it was a blessing that I canceled so many times because it gave you the.
No, this was ready like a month ago. This was ready a month ago.
Scary Bill.
oh
This was ready a
god,
month ago.
it freaks me out.
He's about to
sometimes.
go into Jack Torrance.
This was ready a month ago.
See, he's
Pull
yelling at
out
me and
an
like
axe from-
almost picked me up one time.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, "Yo,
Did that
God.
when I was positioning you for the picture?
yeah, that was terrifying."
Sorry.
All right.
I
Well, what a watered down Sprite?
Yeah, do you have a strong passion for music, or is it something you learned from having like musical people around you? I know one of your good friends. Is
This
like,
isn't real. This was I mean, it was like it was a band in high school that we made just for a YouTube channel that was just fake. It was like we didn't make real like our first song we used the Jesse theme song like background music, you know, and we don't know anything about music or we didn't at the time, I guess, but it was just a joke.
So it was just goofing around.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
That was really interesting because I know
You thought a band called Watered Down Sprite was real.
Well, no, I just knew
Like
that.
you thought we took that seriously. I'm like, fuck, our band is not taking off. We were supposed to go on the road this year.
Just
No,
having band-
I just know that one of you,
band drama.
Our
I don't know
song
if it's
called
one of your friends, but you made like other music type stuff either. As
like
well.
just jokes though. I mean, like I guess not like the ones we made like a few months ago were taken more seriously, but they were still like if you listen to the music, it wasn't like real. I mean, the song, if you wear a visor, you have herpes. Like that's not we weren't like hoping to make the charts with that one. Okay, Save the Whales. Yeah, that was
I can't. There's no Wi-Fi isn't good down here.
you don't have to show it.
Yeah.
I think you're good. I was a sophomore when that came out.
All right. All right.
Okay,
Well, now
check
you're
it.
gonna have to get to the chorus at least, because I want to.
You want to re-experience the
Play it,
highlight
play
of
it.
your life? It has to load again. I'm sorry.
Oh well, that's my fault. But
He has shirts,
we made shirts. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
merch. This is the type of merch you're talking about.
Yeah.
from
Yeah, we
comedians.
made merch before we were. And that video's doing pretty well on YouTube. How many views does that have? Let me check that.
1.2K.
Hey,
Pretty good.
famous. You don't have to play it anyway.
We'll wait until it loads.
All
Well, I
right.
know one of your friends has a music degree.
Save the whales, save the whales, save the whales. Save the whales, save the
yeah.
whales, females and males. Save the whales. Whales in
This
the
is so
ocean.
Midwestern because it's just
Making lots
you
of motion.
and your friends like throwing paper around Target.
Save the whales. How would you like to get harped?
That was me. All right, you can stop that now.
Speaking of music, my friend, the Greeting Committee, check them out. They're a great band. I have their sweatshirt
Are they
on
your
right now.
friend? You know them?
They're all our friend. Yeah,
Okay.
I know one of them.
That's cool.
That's nice.
Counts for something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, have another one.
All right.
Listeners to the music have said such things as this song is beautiful, magnificent. It has melted my body.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have control over people's.
Was that supposed to be a question?
Yeah.
So there's
People in the comments
Yes,
said
they did
this.
say that. They
Yeah.
did say that. Next.
So the internet should have worked better before I did this. I
No,
should
you're
have fixed
fine.
it.
You're fine.
I'm loading an image, but I'll
I'm
ask
sure
you
no
another
one
question.
has listened this far anyway.
Yeah. People have tagged- Some of my buddies have listened
So,
to like 2 of them fully.
Wow.
And I was like,
That's dedication.
yeah, I was like, all right.
yeah, that's cool.
No, because it's a great podcast. What are you talking about?
No, it is fun.
So you've been working at Worlds of Fun for like 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah, very long time.
You did lifeguarding in a haunted house. Is that a fulfilling day job?
Fulfilling.
I mean, to work
I
somewhere
work
for
minimum
so long.
wage. That's very fulfilling. I mean, no, I guess lifeguarding is cool. I worked at the wave pool, and
Bring
you
it
do. I have a whistle, and you get a bead for every person you jump in for, and I have 46 beads. So you do like it is cool because I wouldn't say like if I wasn't there that something else would have happened, but like it is like a job of like it actually does matter, especially at that pool. It's like actually kind of important because I mean a kid did die. And,
Did they?
Yeah, a kid died in the wave pool. 2019. Someone and this is a story I'll tell. I'm trying to rework it and make it better because it doesn't hit as hard, but I want it to be like a closer. But it's like, because it is very real. It actually happened. Some kid died. I wasn't the lifeguard on stand. I was at the top of water slide when it happened. But I had to. I said this on Sam Talon's podcast, too. He wanted me to talk about. This is his favorite story. But anyway, it was very awful. Like, I mean, a kid died, and you had to watch it. But the manager of Oceans made me go up to the family, and the ambulance was still in the park. They were freaking out. They didn't know what was going to happen to their kid. They made me go up and offer them Dippin' Dots.
No.
Like, actually.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
kidding.
Like you had Dippin' Dots
They got-
in your hands?
Yeah, they
You-
made
I'm
me,
trying to
and
think-
it wasn't just me. It was me and another lifeguard. But first of all, we're wearing our lifeguard uniform
Yeah.
after one of them basically just let their kid. So they hate us.
Yeah.
And we have to go up and be like, here's some rainbow ice.
Oh my God.
And the sister, I'm not even kidding, the sister bawling her eyes out, being like, I don't want cookies and cream.
Oh
or whatever.
my
I was like,
God.
I get it. And they got 2 free large pizzas.
They got pizza too?
Yeah, and those pizzas are expensive. So honestly, pretty good payoff, I think.
Really saved
I'm
some
trying
money
to
that
think,
day.
it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's too
And
taxing.
2 ways.
Season passes the next
Man,
year to
that
go
was-
visit their memorial.
Yeah, well,
And
one
the bottom of
less
the
mouth
wave
to
pool.
feed and some free pizza.
yeah. Well, that's a good one. One less mouth to
What is it? Oceans. I would say something bad about Oceans or Funner. Like it's like that kid who died in like that Schlitterbahn.
Schlitterbahn.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
yeah.
like
Says every time I tell that story, I start
Thanks.
off being like, I saw a kid die. I was at a water park in Kansas City, and someone always goes, "Ooh," and they're talking about the Schlitterbahn thing. I'm like, no, not that one, and that one, because
Not that one.
yeah,
The
no,
poster
different
is-
This
different
shit
water
keeps
park.
happening.
Yeah,
those are slowly like slid
Oh.
down.
don't worry about the
What is it? No, it's like I
have so much
there's
anxiety.
like a joke about that. It's like
About the poster sliding down?
Schlitterbahn,
Okay,
Oh.
and it's like
I thought he was about to go in on the poster. I was
a
like,
poster bit.
it's
Yeah.
like one just one person has to ruin it for everybody else.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean that's
Oh.
just true.
I wanted to ask you, what was like the heaviest person you saw in that wave pool? And
Your
was it-
mom.
and what?
I mean, oh, do you know? Are you like a big football fan? at all?
I kind of not really.
Do you know like the Chiefs, like Kareem Hunt? Do you know that name at all?
Yeah.
The year before he got booted off the Chiefs, he went in the wave pool and he
And he's
struggled to swim. And they had to jump in. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my
Like
God.
he had just signed a lifeguard's Crocs, like at the beginning of the wave pool.
Yeah.
And then, like, not even 10 minutes later, another lifeguard had to jump in for him.
Oh my.
So there's this picture of you. Says exclusive photo of me making friends with people I crashed into. How did this go down?
Okay, I was in my dad's truck. I think he was working on my car at the time. I had to go get a haircut. I had a haircut scheduled. I don't really remember why I was at his house. I think I was like swimming in his pool or something. Hey, he was working on my car. That's why I was at his house. But I had to get a haircut. He lives in Liberty. So I took his car to Liberty, and on the way back, like a 5-minute drive. And on the way back, this is terrible. But so I was like on my phone. Oh God, I don't know why I'm telling this. The good thing no one's gonna listen. But I was on my phone, and I like looked up, and like I had to slam the brakes because that was like the car had stopped right there because of a red light, and then another car behind me crashed into me and then shoved me into another car, and that car ended up hitting another car.
Oh my
But
God.
and the end.
So it wasn't
Like,
your fault.
It was though 100%
What
my
happened?
fault.
Wait, what happened? You said you were standing.
It was 100% my fault because I was on my phone and I had to slam the brakes because of a car, and a car hit me. So technically, and they're the ones who got in trouble, it was their fault.
Nice.
But like deep down, I was just like, that was one. It was some poor old guy behind me who had to pay for all that. But yeah, you guys are the only people I'm telling the actual truth to because I've never said the actual.
That's what
story,
the podcast is for.
But I was my fault. I was on my phone, and I ended up not getting in trouble. It was in my dad's car.
I was like in the same thing in high school.
Yeah.
Like we went to this abandoned house.
Yeah.
And it was just
as you do in high school.
Yeah, and then everybody's drunk.
Yeah.
And the police came.
Okay.
And they're like, get the fuck out. And
Yeah.
we're like, okay. So everyone's hammered. I'm like, I'm gonna go at the end of the line.
Yeah.
That way there's not a crash.
Yeah.
So it's me and then 2 cars behind me.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we're good.
Yeah.
Everyone starts slamming the brakes
Yeah.
at this red light. I make it to a full stop. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
And I look in the rearview mirror, and it's just like 40 miles per hour. Just
behind you.
Yeah, drilled me. Then we drilled in front, but that person in front went off. Everybody was drunk.
Yeah.
And
well,
so-
in the end, and like all technicality is the person and like the back's fault who does it. Even like, and that wasn't your fault at all. But like with me on my phone, it 100% because I slammed my brakes. But like legally, I guess it's not. It's their fault. But
well, like it was weird with that situation because everyone was hammered, and the cop was just like, he was like one of the people that went to the party to stop it.
Wow.
And was just like, he didn't even ask for like police statements or anything.
Wow.
He just was like, yep, they all crashed. It was this person's fault. And then we went about it, and I had like a bag of weed in my backpack. I was like, this is not good.
Yeah. No, that's terrifying.
I have a few questions before I'll hold you hostage here.
Okay.
What is it? So I noticed you're a huge fan of the YouTuber H3H3. You're also a lot closer to my age than a lot of other comics. Do you ever agree with the sentiment with that, like, our generation was raised online, and how has the internet influenced your comedy?
I mean, the internet has influenced my comedy a lot. I mean,
but it's like, what comes to your mind?
Growing up in that, like Smosh. I grew up on Smosh, and their like kind of comedy is hilarious to me, or was at the time. So, it's kind of also the thing of like, this sounds crazy, but I give a lot of like, I blame a lot of it on like SpongeBob, and like growing up like laughing hysterically at SpongeBob and being like, this is what's funny.
Yeah.
And and I mean, it's kind of just like how it influenced anything, like how like Dumb and Dumber would influence like an adult now, because they saw it when they were a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just. Also, I'm not a huge fan of H3H3, but
you bought their merch, I'd say.
I love Teddy Fresh, but I haven't followed him in a while. But...
I love their merch. I just wouldn't buy anything as someone who I like really like.
I don't like.
Yeah,
Teddy Fresh is like, I think it's somewhat separate.
It's not really merch.
Yeah,
no.
it's like it's.
And I do like H3H3.
I thought Teddy Fresh was
a huge.
It's Hila's design brand.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's not merch.
Okay, well,
they have like, so they have their like fame or whatever, but they also have Hila's like a big fashion person. Like
before any of the comedy.
It's not like, it doesn't say. I mean, they also have merch. Like it's not just Teddy Fresh. What's that? Is there like noise? Are you hearing this?
It's the fan.
Fan?
I can hear. Am I hearing it like through your headphones? I keep hearing like talking.
Probably.
Okay.
Yes, I'm making sure everything audio-wise is fine.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just making.
Do you know that Ela Klein of H3H3 was in the IDF, or the Israeli Defense Forces? How many Palestinian children do you think she killed? Okay.
Many.
Okay. According to census numbers, Smithville, Missouri has a 0.7 Asian population. How does it feel that I'm your only Asian friend?
Honestly, I'm gonna lose you very soon as a friend because I can only be friends with white people.
Okay.
That's, growing up in Smithville, I've learned how to be racist and how to hone in on the racism. No, this is all a joke. Smithville's very racist. It is,
Let's cut that out. Put it as a clip. Promote the podcast.
it's a very for someone who used to be in the government of Smithville. It is a very, but we're growing now. Like it's we're getting more like more houses put in and more people. Like we're actually getting like, and I mean you could see some people in this town just going insane, being like, we're just letting these people in here. It's like
yeah,
really,
I watched.
They start talking about how the
city
neighborhood's changing.
presentations.
They're like,
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
also check it out. It's a book. Book of Suicide
Check
Notes.
out my book.
Talks about Steve Irwin, Crash Bandicoot, and things you wouldn't think matter. They have feelings too. Do you really like Crash Bandicoot?
I love Crash Bandicoot, and I regret putting him in this book because not enough people know who he is. But I like, yeah. I regret it, but I also don't because that might just be for me. You know?
Wait, like
So-
the game? Or,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was a dude named just Crash Bandicoot. What the fuck is that?
My favorite joke is, haha, I'm going to kill myself. And then
Yeah.
the person who's, it says bye, the person who everyone thinks is being ironic.
Yeah, I like that one.
And then, should I be worried for you, Dayton?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't think you'd let it up like that.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find the picture, but I guess this is an improv. This is what he looks like. Do you think this looks like Dayton?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Thank you.
Well, I had a lot more questions, but I understand work doesn't matter. So, I guess like a
Watch
few
it
things,
now.
Like a few things to happen.
Okay.
Could you sign the book?
Yes, of
That'd be
course.
very
Where'd
cool.
you get this? Did I hand it to you? Did I
Amazon.
You
I'm
bought
sorry.
it off Amazon?
Yeah.
Thank you. I could have given you one, but thank you. What you want me to do?
People
Just
sign it? Don't people sign on the cover?
I can. Do you want me to?
Like here would be good, right?
Okay.
I don't expect free things. I also want it to be a surprise, you know?
I love you.
Priceless. Never selling this.
Thank you.
And then what I wanted to do is, since I set up this studio, okay, I'm not gonna talk. Anyway, what I wanted to do
The studio.
is
Your
a studio. It's a studio. It's a
Yeah.
studio. Doesn't it look like a studio?
Okay, it does. It does.
It's a camera.
Yeah.
Camera stand.
It's a studio.
It's a Diglet microphone. Anyway, I want to have every comic that is guest here sign.
Okay. Do you want me to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can fix the poster. Connor, just talk funny.
Talk funny.
Say something funny.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo hoo.
Did I sign that too big? I hate the
No.
No, you're good.
Too big.
I'm sure to be
Good.
fine.
Okay.
Dayton, stop making up different ways of saying you hate yourself.
I hate myself. Oh.
Well, I gave you one of those bandanas that's
Thank
up
you.
there.
Yes, thank
No,
you.
I just wanted to give it to you at the podcast. It's not like
Thank you.
necessary.
Okay.
I didn't. It's not. I wasn't avoiding giving it to you. You
Yes.
know, I heart you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heart you too, and I heart you now. I hope
I
to
heart
see
you
you
now, too.
around. I'm sorry I was an asshole to you.
No,
No,
you
no,
were.
you
We both thought it was funny. It wasn't like, oh, we're good.
Well, I just see myself in that situation. I would have been destroyed. So like
Oh,
the
no.
fact that okay, cool.
I felt awkward. I was like, oh yeah, why am I sitting here weirdly?
No, I'm sorry. I do not know why I would have said that. So I am sorry if I did.
No, it's all good.
cool.
I feel like we all learn, including the video podcast viewers. We all learn. Everyone here involved learned a lot about each other.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad this was an experience.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You're so.
guys.
You too. Have a good
your
day.
outro.